Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's Lunch and Learn. My name is Agustin Sanchez, and I work at the Downtown Library. And today, I want to talk to you guys about Peterson's Career Prep Online, and specifically their tool that would help you build your resume. I hope this will be helpful to you. Okay, so how do we get to Peterson's Career Prep? The way I always like to do it is go to the Cincinnati Public Library website. That's chpl.org. And we can click on Services. Under where it says for adults, you see a link that says Jobs. And if we click there, it'll bring us to this page where you find a link to the Peterson's Career Prep. Once we click on this, it takes you to the Career Prep website for Peterson's. And once you're here, you can explore the different options that this website has for you, like creating a resume, which is what we're going to be doing today. You can also do a search for a career. You can do searches for colleges, and you can look for advice here. Okay, so let's go ahead and click on Create under here where it says Create a Resume. And it's going to take you to this login section. If you don't have an account, all you have to do is register, and you can fill out this information right here, and you would get a free account. Since I already have an account, I'll just type my information here. I should be able to log in. And it brings you here to this dashboard. Now, as you can see here, I already have a couple of resumes that I've been working on. But what I want to do today is I want to create a new resume. But before I click on create a new resume, I want to show you, it also helps you if you need to create a cover letter, upload your resume as a website, and you can also have a career journal that you can have online. And then at the bottom, of course, it has, if you need some help getting started, it has some resources for you to help you on how to write a cover letter or how to write your resume as well. Okay, but for now, we're going to go back up and we're going to click on Create New. Takes you to this page where you can upload an existing resume. You can use content that they have. They have different resumes that they have already filled up. So you can just use one of those resumes and just change the information to make it your own. And you can always start from scratch, of course. So let's go ahead and click on Start from Scratch. And it brings you to this tool. And the first thing that shows you is the different templates that it has. Okay, see how the section for templates is highlighted? So it's going to show you the different templates that are out there available for you, and it has different names: Elegant, Bravo, Quartz, Avant. So I want to scroll down. I just want a simple standard resume. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this one right here, and I'm going to click on Select. Okay, so it's going to bring you to this template here. And what it's going to have for you already filled out is going to have your name. It's going to have your city, your email. And if you want to, you can add a website. If you want to, you can add a picture. And you can also add your title. And then you just start adding the rest of the information. Let's start with the phone number here, area code 513. And I like to separate it with periods, 369. 3121. It used to be required for you to put in your address. Nowadays, you can just put in your city and state. That is okay. You're sending out your resumes to many places, so maybe you don't want your home address there from the beginning. So it's okay to just write down city and state. And on this ones, you don't have to add all the information. For example, I don't have a website to add. I'm not going to add a website. It's not necessary. It's there. If you want to do it, you can do it. Same thing with the picture. I don't like to add a picture to my resume. If that's something you like to do, you can do it as well. But it's not something people usually do. Okay. But let me add a position here. I'm gonna say I'm an adult learning facilitator. Just like that, just like in Word, you start adding some of this information that is required or that you can add. hmm And all the work that we do is here is under appearance. See how appearance is highlighted? Okay, that is the section where we're going to be working on. Okay, and from here you can see that it already has a work experience added, and it also has an education as well. And you can add more sections. Okay, say for example you want to add a summary section, you can add that, and it'll put it right at the beginning. Summary. hmm Let's say you also want to add a section on skills. You can add that as well. hmm And it'll have that section for you. hmm Other sections you can add. You can add a portfolio. You can add a text section. This would be one that you can customize. hmm I already added the skills. And portfolio, you do not need to add. Again, it's whatever you want to add to your resume. Those are the things you want to add. Following the recommendations of what is standard now on a resume, of course, right? And a summary is pretty standard on a resume, so we can go ahead and add a summary. And the way you just start typing. Reliable and creative. Mm, Facilitator, etc., etc. Mhm. I'll show you a more filled version, but I want to show you how you start filling out some of these items. For work experience, it already gives you 3 entries. You can add entries as you like. Mhm. You can delete those entries as well. It starts with 3, but you can add more if you like. Okay, so let's start with our most current position here, which is the one I'm in right now. I'm an adult learning center assistant. Mhm. Since it's something I'm still doing right now, I'm gonna put the date I started, month and day. It's gonna be March of 2022. And I put since I'm still working here, I'm gonna put here current. What is the name of the company I'm working for? I'm working for the Cincinnati and Hamilton County Library. And then I can start adding the task I undertake here. Okay, so I can say like program and deliver courses, no, assist customers with job applications. Customers with job applications, and there's one entry right there. But what I like to do this, I like to select this, and I like to put it in bullet form. So that's something you can do here, similar to Word again. hmm There you go. That's one way to fill it out. Another way you can do it is click on this pencil right here, and you can also do it right there. What is my previous position? I was a library customer assistant, also with the Cincinnati Library. I'm gonna go short, and again the description. I'm gonna say I was assisted customer, etc., etc., etc. Assisted, etc., etc., etc. Mhm. Okay, so those are some of the things I did. When did I start working there? September 2021, and it ended in March 2022. I don't have the option to do the bullets here, but I can always, if I save this, I can always come back and do it from here. Because that's how I like to put that information in bullet form. Mhm. Again, we can continue adding as many as we want. Mhm. Education, you can put whatever degree you have. Let's say I'm just gonna put certificate of. Mhm, mhm. And what was the name of the school? That's the name of my school. When did I start? I started in 2007, and it went until 2012. Yeah. Okay, and you can see how easy it is to start adding all that information here. You can add the skills, bilingual. Let's say English and Spanish. This one allows you to have like the level at which you feel comfortable, something like 50%, something like 80%, or 100%. And again, you can add your sections here. Mhm. Let's see how this looks so far. You know, Mhm. See up here where it says preview mode. You can click here, and it'll change the mode to preview. Right? So you have summary, work experience. Since you didn't fill out a third, your third section for your third work experience slot, it's not going to have it here. See? So it's only going to have the information you filled out. It doesn't have a section for website, and it doesn't have a section for your a place for your picture. So this is very nice that it allows you to just upload the information you want to upload. Mhm. To turn this off, to go back to working on your resume, you can always click on this, and you're back here again. And just so that I don't bore you with the whole process of making a whole resume, I went ahead and brought one resume that I already have completed. As you can see, I have my summary here, I have my work experience, and I have one, two, three, four items that I added there. My education with two items that I've completed. I added two skills that I could add, how much experience I have in each of those skills. And also I added another section. What I did is I added a section, a text section, and then I changed the title to other skills. And I added some other skills. I guess we could consider these soft skills. Yes, so that I can have more skills added here without taking up too much space. Okay, and that is how it looks. Let's take a look at the preview mode. And that is how it would look completed. And once you have your completed resume, what you could do is you can go ahead and download. You can come up here where it says download, and you can download it as a PDF, and you can download it as a Word document. So let's do both here. I'm going to download it as a PDF first. And here's my resume. If I come back, I can also download it as a Word document. It'll download it right here, and I can open it and see how it would look in a Word document. I'm going to enable editing so I can take a look at it. And once you're here, you can also edit it as well if you prefer to do that as well. Now, here's one thing. What we couldn't see on the preview is that it takes up 2 pages. It does so also in the PDF version. Okay, So maybe I want to adapt it only to one page. So let's see how we can fix this. Okay, so we're back now in our appearance section of our resume, and there's a couple of things we can do to reduce the size of it. As I can see, if I go back to my preview mode, I see there's a lot of spaces in between these paragraphs and these sections. So maybe if I try to reduce some of those spaces, maybe that'll help me. So the way I would do it, I could go to page layout, and you see here that there's some section margins, and it's set to 300. I'm gonna bring that back to, I'm gonna put it at 100%. And the paragraph margins, I'm also gonna bring it down to, I would say about 100% as well. Mhm. So see, if we go back to the preview mode, it has reduced some of those spaces in between the sections. So I think something like this would allow us to keep this within one page. So let's take a look at how it would look. Let's go ahead and download the PDF version. And there you go. It keeps it within one page. Now, I don't like the fact that it's leaving this page down. So maybe I could play around with those margins. We can play around with those margins. So if I close this, if I move from the preview mode and go to page layout again, I'm gonna increase these margins maybe 150, and maybe this one 120, and this, makes it look more space in between, and maybe it'll help us still keep it within one page, but not so much that it leaves a lot of space underneath. So it does still leave a little space. Again, you can play around with those margins. hmm You can play around with the font size. Right here, it says 15px. Maybe you want it a little bit bigger. Let's do 16, and let's try to download it and see if it still stays within the one page. Okay, it went a little bit over. So, hey, again, go back and forth and play with those font size and play with the page layout and see which one is going to work better for you. I'm going to go back to 100, and maybe going to put 130 on this one, and I'm going to download it again. I'm only doing the PDF version to save time. It would be the same thing on the Word document if you prefer to have it on a Word document. And I would recommend having both, having a PDF and a Word document. And here it is. It fits within one page. Okay, a couple of more things I wanted to show you. Let's go back, press on the home button here, and it's gonna take you back to the dashboard. And you're gonna see your resume is gonna be saved as my resume. Okay, and it also gives you some more options. If you click on it, you can edit it. If you click right here, you can edit as well. You can also download it as a PDF from here, and then you can share it. Now, I wanted to show you here, they have some more options. Okay, let's do this. Since I like the way this resume looks, if I make any changes, I still want to keep this one just in case I want to come back and work with this from this one. But I want to make other types of resumes, and I want to keep the same information. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a duplicate of this. hmm So it'll bring you to one resume that is a copy of that one, right? So you have my resume and you have my resume copy, right? So now you have two exact resumes. If you come here, you can change the name of this one by coming to settings. hmm And you can say, I don't want to say my resume copy. I want to say my resume 2. Mhm. And you can have as many different versions of your resume. Maybe you want to make it so that this one caters to a certain job. So you can put here on on your summary, I working for such and such company. So you make this resume cater to that job in particular. Mhm. But also, if you come here to templates, hey, you know what? I want a different type of resume. I wanna see if I can do a different type of resume that I'm gonna like better, maybe. So if I come here and I find one that is different. Maybe I like this one. This one kind of has the same style, you know, but the name it's listed differently. So I can go ahead and select it. Mhm. Now it's gonna keep my same information, and I'm gonna show it to you on the preview mode. If I click on the preview mode, it basically keeps all my same information, and it changes the format of my resume, right? Now, what would happen if I was to download this though? I'll download it as a PDF version. Mhm. I would still have to play with the margins again so that I can make it fit. So every time you start working with a new resume, you would have to do this over and over again. Let's go ahead and go back here and hey, change the layout, maybe change the font size. Maybe the font size is too small. Maybe I want it to be 15. Okay. Okay, let's download this version and see if that works for us. It went a little bit over, but uh, you get the point. You can go ahead and come back and change the margins again, change the font size, whichever you prefer to do. You can always play around with those, with the layout, play around with the margins. We can make this 150. We can make this 150 as well. And I'm gonna go back to appearance here, and I'm gonna take it back to 15. Hmm. So that way we have something maybe that when we download it, same thing as we did before. So every time you change the format of your resume, you may have to play around with the size. You may have to play around with the margins. So there you have it. I gave you an example of how to make two different resumes just by doing one resume, filling out all the information for that one, and then you can just copy it and make a second resume with a completely different format. And you can make as many resumes as you want. You can keep them saved here on your profile, and you can download it anytime, either as a PDF or a Word document, and you can start sending them out to the jobs. I hope this was very helpful for you, and I hope you can go into this tool and explore it more so that you can find a resume that works for you. Okay, everyone, as you can see, that's the tool. It's very simple to use and it's very helpful. I hope it helps you with your resume and it helps you get a job. Okay, thank you very much for joining us today. See you next time.